guys, my name is Stephanie. I'm a curly hair specialist. I live in Miami right now, and I'm here on YouTube to try to clear up a lot of the confusion that's going on about different things related to curly hair. There's a lot of information out there, but not a lot of it is coming from professionals who actually work with curly hair on a daily basis. So I don't have a lot of time to make these videos, but I'm gonna try to just knock them out here and there, whatever I can do for you guys. I'm not going to edit them, so all of the and all the different random weird things I might do, they're all going to be there. This is going to be totally raw. So I have noticed that the biggest question that I get asked about all the time, and the biggest misunderstanding that all my clients have and that I get asked about on Instagram is about porosity. So what is porosity? So we're talking about porosity of the hair, right? Porosity is how well your hair gets wet and stays wet. So if your hair is highly porous, then it gets wet super fast. It stays wet for a long time, typically takes longer to dry, gets definition pretty easily, but tends to get really weighed down by products and water. If your hair is low porosity on the total opposite spectrum of that, then your hair is very dry. It takes a little while to get wet. So if you're in the shower and you're wetting your hair and it's like taking a while to actually get wet, like wet, not like kind of damp, but like to where it's holding water, there's like weight to it, you know, when your hair looks shiny and wet. So that's the difference there. And low porosity hair, it's usually not something natural. It's often now being caused by chemicals and products. So there's a lot of low porosity hair out there, a lot more low porosity than there should be, because our hair is naturally pretty moisturized. It gets oils from our scalp, and that helps moisturize the hair naturally. But when those oils are stripped away, when the hair is frustrated from chemicals, it can change from being medium or high porosity to being low porosity. So in the middle of the spectrum would be like medium porosity hair. So, you know, maybe takes a minute or so to get wet, but once it's wet, it's wet. It doesn't just like dry up instantly or anything like that. So hopefully that helps you understand a little bit better, just sort of like the actual definition of what porosity is. So think of porosity, think of pores, think of things that open and close. So your hair sucking things up with those pores, it's very porous. Your hair not wanting to suck them up, it's like not taking water, that's low porosity, okay? So here's the issue, is that this strand test that's going on, that's having people pull out pieces of their hair, I guess, and like have it float in water. And I think if it floats, then it's low porosity, and I think you have to leave it in for a couple of days. I actually don't watch videos. Everything that I learned about curly hair, I learned from just doing behind the chair. But that's where all my clients are getting their information before they start coming to me. So that's why I'm here on YouTube trying to clear some of that up. So this strand test that's going on, I actually have different appointment types at my studio and my salon for different porosities, because it takes longer for me to hydrate low porosity hair, because it takes longer to get wet. So the most often time that people have booked low porosity and they actually are not low porosity is because they did the strand test, and the strand test told them they were low porosity because their hair floated. So the reason that this happens, I think, and it seems kind of obvious to me, and I'm not trying to like insult anyone who came up with this test, is that strands of hair are pretty lightweight. So I would think that it would take quite a bit of pushing maybe for the hair to sink, or maybe a larger chunk of hair. It would really take it, I think, at least like, I don't know, 20 hair strands or so to really like show, because it's true that higher porosity hair does take water more, and water is weight, right? We've all held up like a dry towel versus a wet towel. A wet towel is way heavier, right? So when the hair takes in the water and it would sink because of that weight. So that's why they're saying that that's a good way to test your porosity. But really the best way to test your porosity is just to take a shower. And try to get your hair wet. And if your hair is taking a while to get soaking wet, then you know that you have lower porosity and that your needs are going to be in the lower porosity category versus the needs of someone whose highly porous hair gets soaking wet right away. Okay, so now I want to talk about like healthy hair and porosity, because it's not to say that everyone with healthy hair has medium or high porosity. You can have a kind of lower porosity naturally as well. The reason that porosity differs within healthy hair, so that's hair, your actual true porosity, not your porosity affected by hair products drying it out. So your head produces oils, those oils travel to your hair strand. So tighter curls are going to tend to have a lower porosity than looser curls, waves, and straight hair. And that's because think of a roller coaster versus a slip and slide. I like to make this analogy. And your oils have to travel on one of those two roads to moisturize the hair. So the tighter the curl pattern, the harder it is for those oils to travel from your scalp down the hair strand and moisturize the hair. So that's why a lot of people with straight hair struggle with trying to get volume, and a lot of people with really, really curly hair have lots of natural volume. And let me tell you, everyone has their own challenges, and I plan on making videos specific to each type of porosity and helping you understand what your unique needs are for your porosity. So going more into depth about that, but this video is really just trying to touch on porosity in general, because I think that really needs to be cleared up, because I have a lot of people who are reaching out to me and they're completely wrong about their porosity. And so there are a lot of videos out there on the internet, a lot of blogs, and if you're taking advice from someone who has a different porosity than you, you're doing what they do for their hair, you're definitely not going to have the results that they have. And that's not the only reason. There's a lot of other reasons why your hair might not turn out the way that someone in a videos or on a blog does. At the end of the day, healthy hair is the most important way to be able to, have your styling products do what they're supposed to do, to have the protective styles or the different twist outs and things that you are trying to accomplish for those to actually be successful. If your hair is extremely, extremely dry from products, then you are going to have trouble achieving the results that a blogger with really healthy, normal porosity hair gets. So I'm going to keep this video kind of short. I just wanted to go ahead and clear the air on that. Porosity is very confusing. There's a lot of different information out there. I want to know what questions you guys have, what you want to see videos on, what you want to know more about from a professional perspective, from someone who is behind the chair 5 days a week. I work all day with all different curl patterns, with all different porosities, about 10 new clients a week. So that's 10 new heads of hair a week. That's how I've learned all of this, also from my professional schooling, cosmetology school, to understand really what the definition of porosity is, but then how it pertains to curly hair I've learned behind the chair. So I have already got a bunch of topics that I want to make videos about. I want to help you guys understand what's going on truly with your hair, and I want to answer whatever questions you might have through my videos. So please comment below. Let me know what you guys want to know more about specifically. Let me know what you thought of this. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's @thecurlninja. There you can see my work. Sometimes I post on my story little tips and things when I just think of something. I'm going to try to turn those into videos too, for sure. And then if you want to get notified when I post another video, then subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends. And my goal really truly is to help you guys navigate what's going on with your hair from a professional standpoint, and someone who is not an influencer, is not someone who I'm not gonna, if we ever talk about products, it's gonna be truly what I use, and I will never be taking money from a brand or getting free things from a brand to share this stuff. I'll show you guys what's really in my shower. Maybe we'll go through that together. I've got lots of ideas. So yeah, subscribe, comment, like it if you like it, and share with your friends, and I will see you guys next time.